Like, it's like every day AI is doing this. And
Yeah.
they're worried about sentient AI. And there's a new George Carlin special that somebody made, pure with AI.
It's
It
not
sounds
him.
like George Carlin.
Yeah.
It's George Carlin's voice. It's just different AI written jokes. And you're like, this is wild, man.
Maybe computers are already self-aware, and they've like secretly decided to fuck us through algorithms and social media. Like that wouldn't surprise me either. And I never believe in conspiracies, but that one is like we've gotten so ugly and so tribal in the last 10 years.
Well, one of the most brilliant things they ever did was come up with the term conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Because it disparages the idea that people lie, which they certainly do, and that people do things that conspire together to make money, and they bend the rules, and they twist what you're supposed to be doing and not doing. That's always happened.
Yeah.
Now, if you were a computer, wouldn't you do that too? And if I was a computer, I would do that. If I was a computer and I became sentient, I wouldn't let the people know. I would just slowly subvert their civilization into chaos.
Well, it's so hard too. Like when you catch yourself, I try not to let myself get caught up and angry at things that aren't meant for me. Like I get how people do it. Like on Twitter, I'll read something and somebody will say something, and all I want to do is attack them. Like, you fucking stupid. Right. But I'm like, they're not talking to you. You don't follow them. Who gives a shit what they're saying? Like, I catch myself wanting to respond angrily all the time. I've just kind of trained myself not to do it because it doesn't make me happy to do it. It makes me miserable when I do it.
Yeah, that's not effective. It doesn't get anything done. You might feel a little better if you dunk on somebody, but it doesn't get anything done. You're basically spinning your wheels in the mud.
No, but because then people will respond to you, completely missing the point of what you said, completely ignoring the context of it's just an ugly, like, spin cycle to get into. And it makes me angry when I do it, so I try not to do it.
Well, think about how many people you avoid talking to in real life. You mean there's always some guy at a comedy club that's annoying. You're like, oh my God, I got to get away from him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Have you avoid people like that in real life, but now you're interacting with them for hours a day online? The same type of person?
It's insane how people let themselves get roped into that. And I've done it in my life. Like, again, Opie and Anthony, we were getting attacked on message boards in the early 2000s. Like right after 9/11, I remember getting smashed on message boards for a 9/11 joke. Like, it was one of those things where after a while, you become used to the fact. Like, it stops surprising you what people say publicly, because we were kind of getting that really early on in the world of this. But after a while, you realize I can't change it. There's nothing I'm going to say that's going to make them all go, oh, we get what you're saying, because it's not about what I'm saying. It's about what they're getting off on being angry at me, or they're getting off on something else. It has nothing to do with me. Yeah. So I try not to get involved because it makes me fucking miserable.
Well, it's also, we're used to dealing with the people that we know. And the reality of doing something, even if it's just people that you just met, it's a small number. It's a relatively small number of people we're used to as human beings dealing with. But if you're connecting online, the reality is you're connecting with an impossible number, an absolutely impossible number of potential individuals that you can interact with. There's no way you can interact with all of them. There's not enough time in the world. And then on top of that, it's probably a high number of mentally ill people, at least mildly mentally ill, who are obsessed with arguing with people online. Yes. And you're interacting with those people.
There are also the people that like me, though.
Probably me too. Yeah, but it's not wise.